Well, hey, it's Farmer Dale coming to you from the Farmer Dale Grow Room. That's right. We do not have a greenhouse, but I do have a large bedroom in our house that we have turned into our greenhouse, or our grow room, which we call it, because this is where we grow all of our seeds and get all of our seeds started for all of our major stuff that we transplant outside. So we transplant lettuce, spinach, broccolis. We transplant peppers, tomatoes, sunflowers, marigolds. We transplanted a lot of different things, but we can start a lot of stuff. This is just one wall behind me. We have LED grow lights, and then we have heat mats, which are really important. We can talk about those. And we got these really nice racks. This all started with, I got these racks really cheap. There was a restaurant that was going out of business, and they were starting a new business, and I got these racks. I've gotten several different types of grow lights, and we can probably put that into another video. But today we're talking about starting seeds. That's right, starting seeds. There are so many ways to do it. So many people have so many different methods. But here's what's worked for us, and we've got just a table up here. I've got a black mat underneath our table to catch up anything on the floor that goes on the floor that we can clean up really fast. So that makes it really smooth. I've got a big tote here. I got a bucket that has our seed starting mix. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And then I have several things here. I've got our trays. We're going to talk about those in just a second. Different types of trays. But I've got this white tray that really comes in handy, and we'll talk about that. And then I've got our humidity domes, and then I've got a sprayer with water. And then I have our seeds. So today we're going to start lettuce. We're going to start some spinach, and we're going to start some broccoli. Okay, so these are three things that will go out in the garden in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, hopefully, depending on the weather. It's starting to warm up a little bit, so we'll see what happens with that. But we don't normally grow lettuce, so we're going to give it a try this year. We've grown some inside before, and I've grown them underneath grow lights, and we've cut it, eaten it, done really well. We're going to try to do it outside and see how well we do with that. But here we go. All right, number one thing that you got to have are really good seeds, right? Got to have good seeds. We bought these seeds from Hoss Tools. They come in a nice little package. On the back of the package, it tells you a little bit of information on it. It tells you the planting depth. It tells you the seed spacing. Tells you the row spacing when you actually transplant them outside. And then days to maturity, 50 days. 50 days. So we're talking less than 2 months to be able to harvest this. This lettuce right here is cut and come again. It is a butter crunch lettuce, so we cut it, and we'll probably get 2 or 3 cuttings out of it probably. But the most important part, it gives you a germination rate, 98%. 98%. So that's really important, and that comes on all their packages. So that's really cool. But one of the next most important thing that you got to have is really good seed starting mix. Now we use this stuff called Pro Mix, and it's got a lot of different stuff mixed in with it, but boy, this is the stuff that we found is the best. It holds water, moisture really well. It packs in well to the cells, and then it holds the seeds really well. Easy to use. So that's number one. The second thing is you got to decide what type of trays you're going to have. Now, typically, I don't know, I think I have one with me here. Yeah, here's one right here behind me. Let's pull this whole rack down. You got to have storage. So this right here, I think, is a 72 cell tray, I think it is. So you can start them as small or as big as you want. What we don't want to do this year is I don't want to do a lot of transplanting or potting up, what we call potting up. So I'm planting them in a larger cell block. These right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Anyway, so these are a larger cell block, right? So hopefully I will not have to pot these up. I can plant them in here, keep them going. At some point, put them outside when it gets warm in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then be able to put them straight out into the garden. So that's what we're going to try to do. So that's that. The next thing you're going to need to have is a humidity dome. Got to have a humidity dome because that will increase your germination. And then you got to have a heat mat to put, because you'll get those started much quicker. And then you got to have some water, because you got to put water on it. Now, a lot of people do a lot of different things. Some people moisten their soil before they put it into their trays, and then they put the trays. I found that uses a lot more soil than what you really need. It's effective. It really is effective. But I found that I don't really need to do that with seed starting. We also bottom water. So we start watering at the top, and then we bottom water. We put water in the bottom of this tray, because these have this, and then we have a big large tray, and we put water in the bottom of it, and it just waters it up, because you can tell at the bottom of these seed cell trays, they have little holes. They suck the water right there, because that's what you want. You want that root to be growing to the bottom of the tray and not just out and around. So getting a really good watering from the bottom. So here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Here we go. Here's how we do it. So it's going to take several different cups. So we take a cup, and this white tray really helps us. You got to make sure you got your seed starting mix, because I don't have to be real neat. A lot of people do this outside, of course, but you don't have to be real neat when you do these. And we're not starting a lot of plants. So if you're starting a lot of plants, you probably have a different technique. You know, a lot of the commercial growers, they've got the sifters, or whatever you want to call them, and they will use it. So we're going to fill up all these cells trays, and I don't have to be real careful, because all the excess is going off of the sides into the white tray. So I don't have to really worry about that. So then, I got all that nice and neat, bam, just like that. Now I normally take another tray. Sorry about that, I had to step out for a second. So normally I take another tray, and I just kind of gently, I put it over top, and I gently push that down just a little bit. And then I smooth it back over, just kind of compact that down. Now, these say that you're supposed to plant these at a depth of 1/4 of an inch. I normally take my fingernail, whatever my fingernail is. Some people use pencils, they use little tools, whatever, to make little holes. So I'm going to take my finger, actually, I'm going to go through and I'm going to put one small little hole. Some people use 2 fingers as they go through here, but I will put a little divot in each little cell, about as deep as my fingernail, and I try to do it right in the center of the block. These lettuce seeds are going to germinate really easy, really fast. So you're going to have lettuce growing really fast. Now there's a lot of people that grow lettuce in their house to eat, and they grow them in pots, and they put them out by their windows. There's a lot of different things they do. All right, so I got all the divots. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but I got all the divots in there. So then I like to put my seeds in a little white cup here, so I can kind of see what they are. Now these lettuce seeds are really, really small, so I'm not really too concerned about over seeding it, but I like to get 1, 2 in each little divot, and so I'll go through here and I'll grab a couple, and I'm just going to sprinkle them in here, and I'm probably getting a few more than what I probably need. And if you're old like me and you wear glasses, you probably can't see them. The bad thing of these two is that they are the same color as the soil, so you really can't see, and you got to keep up. You got to stay focused. Sometimes I have a problem with that. You got to stay focused to know which row you're on, and You don't want to miss a row, and you don't want to overseed a row. So this goes by pretty fast. Once you get the hang of it, and you're like, it doesn't have to be exact. When I first started planting seeds, I was like, I got to get it exact. I didn't want to overuse some seeds. No, some seeds are expensive. These lettuce seeds there's a lot. There's 1,000 seeds in this one packet. So I'm going to be able to do a lot of trays pretty quickly. Some people will, if you're going to grow it inside for yourself, you don't have to put them in these cell blocks. You can put them in just a normal tray, and you can seed the tray out. You don't have to. Nose is running this morning. You don't have to grow them per one. But since we're going to transplant these out, we want them in separate blocks because we're going to put them out in the garden and make little lettuce beds out of them. So after you do that, then I like to cover them up just a little bit. So especially these little lettuce. I won't come back and put any extra soil on top because I can just kind of move that around in the blocks. Cover them up because you don't want them mid them real deep anyway. So I just kind of cover them up a little bit like that. And then I'm going to come back with my sprayer. I got a pump sprayer, right? Got a pump sprayer. Pump that up, and then I'm going to give it a real good moist and make it nice. Couple passes, and once I do this and once I put it on the heat mat, then I'm going to put the humidity dome on it, and then I'll come back in the morning normally and I'll give it a mist. This first one I want to get it pretty wet because you want it to hold. I want to get it, and you don't want to overwater. That's probably one of the major problems, is that we overwater. But when you first get it, you want to make sure you get enough water on it and get humidity on it. Okay, and then we'll take our humidity dome and we'll do that. Okay, then I take some blue painter's tape, and I mark it on here. Take a permanent marker, and I write on here what it is, and I'll label it on the tray. That's really important because I've done it, try to do things so fast, and I'm like, I didn't label it. I got no idea what this is that I planted. So labeling is really important, and a lot of times I'll do that before. I'll label, if I'm doing multiple trays, I'll label all the trays before I do it, and then it speeds the process up a little bit. So typically, this took me 5-6 minutes, but typically it's going to take me 2 or 3 minutes to do this because I'm going to do it really, really fast. And the more you do it, the easier and faster it's going to get. The larger the seed too, the better it's going to be. Like this broccoli seed, the broccoli seed is much larger, and even the spinach is much larger than the lettuce. So those things I'll know exactly how many I put in. The lettuce is so small that, boy, it's really hard to get just a couple in there. So I've got a full tray here, and then I take it after I got all that, and then I'm just going to put it back here on the heat mat, and then I'm going to come back and check it in the mornings. I work all day, so I'll check it in the mornings, and I'll come back at nighttime and I'll check it. But you want to give it a little bit of light because that will also go ahead and increase. You don't have to put it under lights yet. I've got a whole rack over here on this side that doesn't have any grow lights. They're all just, I got 2 large racks, and I've got full length heat mats on those with no lights. So that's typically where I put them, and then once they sprout, then I put them under lights. Lights normally create a little more heat also, so we keep our grow room about 65 to 68 degrees. Depending on the day. A lot of times, the heat of the day, we got a big glass window, so that glass window brings in a lot of heat also when it starts warming up outside. So your seed mix, the type of seeds, the blocks the cell blocks you want to use, whatever you want to use with that, you can get all that stuff. So I'm not selling anything. Hey, I just want you to be successful. I want you to, because when I first started, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. So it took some time, trial and error. If you're not successful, it's okay. It's okay, because you can always restart those seeds. These are going to pop up in the next couple of days. really quick probably, because our method and process I found is really, really good. Our room is really good. It holds heat really well. Our heat mats work great. Our lights work great. And moisture and just the whole technique that we have used is really good. This is not rocket science, of course, but it's you know, you gotta understand your environment. Understand your environment. Some people just use their window sills, and that's totally fine. But know your environment. Know how you're going to be, because I want you to be successful. So hopefully we'll be planting these out. I'm going to finish up some spinach and some broccoli and do a few more lettuce trays too. So hey, I hope this has been helpful. Make some comments. Maybe you got a better technique. Put those in the comments too. I'd love to hear it, because always trying to get better, always trying to learn. So anyway, hope that's been helpful.